Welcome to MAFS Madness on So Many Receipts. I'm Fleur Michelle.
And I'm Shelley Seddon. We're journalists, reality show addicts, and obsessed with Married at First Sight.
Bringing you all the tea from MAFS 2026. Let's get stuck in. Oh my goodness, is this our last MAFS podcast for 2026, Shell?
Maybe, unless some of them go on to do something drastic. They're thirsty enough.
Which it may happen. We may or may not do another MAFS gossip catch-up. But this episode is technically our MAFS wrap-up show. The biggest mysteries, the worst fashions, and what on earth is next for these people. And I know it's gotten a ton of criticism, but I thought it was a very compelling season. I did enjoy watching it overall.
I actually thought it was completely toxic, and I think it turned a lot of people off. Most of the cast were just so unlikable. I think they're going to have to go back to the original format where, people actually try and find love.
Yeah, I agree. They probably will retool it.
But first off, we're counting down the 8 biggest MAFS mysteries. After 33 shows, we still have unanswered questions.
Number 8, Sam's mystery news. While Chris initially kept his kids a secret from Sam, he later said Sam also revealed a secret of his own. What was it?
7, why does Steph suddenly appear on Stan with purple hair? And if she got overtoned, why didn't she correct it? Tyson did say he didn't want a woman with green hair. Maybe this was just some kind of plot to annoy him.
6, David said Alyssa had an issue with a physical attribute of his. What was it? This man's hot.
What? 5, did Beck really pay for everything? Danny said his money was tied up and he allegedly owes her $10K. He promised to pay her after filming, but never did. Despite claiming he's a millionaire, he's giving Tinder swindler vibes.
4, what was Steve-O's intimacy issue in his unseen confessions letter, which was an entire task that was filmed, then axed?
3, what was David and Alyssa's unspoken intimacy week mishap? Was it too rude for TV?
2, Danny and Gia, am I your type? This was the most irritating mystery we've ever seen, but we still want to know, not that anyone seems to actually remember.
And number 1, what really happened at Gia's disastrous birthday party?
Yes.
Gia's bestie Chris said there was some kind of altercation between all of the men, and there was a fight also involving Gia. What happened?
Next up, worst fashion fails on MAFS this season.
Number 9, Julia's purple feather dress, or was it a dressing gown? Sorry, it was just giving Sesame Street.
8, Beck's see-through G-string dress is fine for something fun, but she was going to the final dinner party firing squad. I got a fright every time she turned around.
7, Danny's caps. His Newsboy Peaky Blinders cosplay. We get it, you're English. This also tied with Julia's jaunty red flying saucer beret.
6, Juliet's purple gown. What's with the lace Cruella de Vil gloves? But maybe that's who she was channeling.
5, Juliet and Joel's daggy commitment ceremony outfits. Kids, you're on camera with millions of people watching. Make an effort.
4, repeat offender Julia's yellow floaties dress. She looked lost at sea.
Yes. 3, Gia's wedding dress. We just didn't understand this for a sunny beach wedding. The boxy jacket and tacky garter belt weren't helping.
2, our jaws dropped at David's final vows, not because he walked away from Alyssa, but because he walked away with rolled up suit pants. Guys, This is not a moment.
Number 1, Grayson's yellow jumper. He wore this twice. It looked like he was wearing a sheet of popcorn, and this, of course, sparked a bunch of memes. Let us know if we missed any other shockers.
So what is next for this cast? We're going through them one by one with our completely unsolicited opinions, neatly sorting them into winners and losers. Who's thriving, who's surviving, and who might quietly disappear when the group chats dry up and the influencer deals don't land.
So in no particular order, we're going to kick off with Scott. Scott was a big one for us personally because we broke the story that Scott had been previously married, which was never mentioned on the show, and also that his car business was fined in 2024 for winding back odometers. So Scott's car website mysteriously disappeared when filming started. Most of the media never even asked him about either one of those big scandales that we uncovered. But he also has a finance business. But then Gia accused him of being dumb and not knowing how to spell. Would you want him managing your finances after that?
Well, he did get a great edit as the nice guy. Maybe that was to his credit. He did try to stay out of the drama as much as possible.
Yeah.
I kind of think this will only gain him extra business. So I'm dubbing Scott a winner.
So on to Julia, who is a confidence and charisma coach, but everyone's eyes glazed over when she started talking. She runs courses. Who would want to do a seminar with the queen of word salad and nuance?
Won't people be curious though? I might actually do one of the courses.
So you would actually pay money for her to coach you.
If it's not that expensive, maybe. She also said the show didn't do the bi community justice.
I don't think she's gotten a lot out of this experience, except maybe a bit of embarrassment. I think that puts
Mm.
Julia in the loser category. So on to Joel. His adult toy drumming went viral. He's already booked two nightclub appearances. I think he's the lovable larrikin.
Yes, but I don't really know if we're going to see much of Joel from now on. But the show has elevated his image. He's clearly a winner, right?
But next up is Mel. She's a communications specialist with the government. Her and Luke just sat in silence most of the time and couldn't connect. Just awkward conversations.
Remember, she got a bucket load of criticism for icing out poor Luke. Some of the
Yes.
harshest reactions I've ever seen as a result of this show.
Well, despite her Disney princess persona, her pink persona,
Mm.
she really came across as being immature. I think Mel is definitely a MAFS loser.
So we had no idea that as straight women we were going to fall in love with a tall, handsome, gay Colin Firth lookalike, but that's what happened with Sam. Loved everything about this sweet guy. Only wish him the best.
Sam owns a gym in Adelaide, and I can see his business booming with MILFs coming after this. I'm going to visit when I go to Adelaide. Sam, you are a huge winner. We love you.
So Juliet was one of the most bizarre additions I've ever seen on this show. She was clearly too young, often didn't bother dressing up, was extremely judgmental and rude. She was unbearable, actually, right from the start.
She worked as a receptionist at a real estate firm. Not sure if she's still there, but would you want her to be at the front desk representing your business?
And she's gotten an avalanche of very well-deserved scorn. Nothing good's come out of this for her. She's a clear loser this year.
On to lovable farmer Luke. Luke's profile has gone through the roof. He's cute, he's lovable. He got rejected
Yeah.
by Mel, which only made everyone love him even more. I think he's going to find a wife for sure as a result of this show.
Yeah, so some hot farm girl will slide into his DMs. I'm
For
hoping
sure.
anyway.
Yes, absolutely. Like he is a big winner this year.
I was surprised to hear that Rebecca had been made redundant from her management job. I think as a result of the show, probably didn't
Yeah.
help, right?
Poor Rebecca. She's someone who generally went on the show to find love. I don't think she was in this for fame at all. Not only did she not find love or even like, she ended up being let go from her job.
And I'm not sure how future employers might see her now. Perhaps they'll be a bit wary of her because she's been on TV.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're putting her in the loser category. On to Steph, who was already killing it in the real estate business
Mm.
before the show. I think this is just going to boost her profile. Cash in on that masculine energy, girl.
And she's already got a cute new boyfriend too. Steph is winning. Another clear winner here.
Yes, love that for her.
Next up is Steve, as in Steve Old, as we always
Mm.
privately referred to him, not Steve O. Steve got paired with Rebecca. We always suspected he wasn't attracted to her because he probably likes younger women, and that was kind of later confirmed.
I think everyone basically immediately forgot about Steve as soon as he left the show.
So we didn't hear much about Philip, which was because he was happy all the way through. He runs an online fitness and motivation channel. The notoriety won't hurt his business at all.
He was drama free, and of course, he found genuine love with the stunning Stella. I can see them becoming a bit of a power couple like Jeff and Ray from
Mm,
last season. Philip was a huge winner.
huge.
On to Chris Niels. So he was working in Victoria as a tradie and playing regional football. He really leaned into the villain edit with Brooke.
Oh, sure did. And he was crucified for those early douchebag days, which also included threatening a podcaster off screen at that infamous Bondi Icebergs night. He later got a bit of a redemption arc and then in real life moved to the Gold Coast for a fresh start.
Apparently, the worst stuff with Chris wasn't even shown. So it was so bad. He was the only person in MAFS history who wasn't asked back from the reunion. Chris, you are a loser.
Mm.
On to Stella. I think she will have amazing opportunities. She'll have wedding related media, baby related media, maybe
Mm.
some beauty tie-ins because she is a beauty therapist.
Yeah, I loved this woman's pretty face and calm demeanor. I admire how she came to Australia from Lithuania to make a better life for herself. She's got the fairy tale, well deserved. I do see her maybe becoming a bit like a Martha Kay, getting brand deals, all of that. Very well deserved. Stella is a winner. Now, on to Tyson. So, how on earth was this guy ever going to come out a winner from being on this show? His
Mm.
creepy manosphere misogyny was a huge turn off. At one point, he said he didn't know the difference between tea and coffee. Also said he didn't know how it was physically possible for Chris to become a gay dad.
Plus, I don't think he ever had an actual job aside from being in the
Mm.
military. If he does, I can't see people rushing to do business with this 1950s meathead. Tyson, loser.
Poor old Rachel's edit was a bit embarrassing, wasn't it? The whole
Yeah.
Steve-O won't kiss me thing, then Fingergate. She recently said men now come up to train stations and yell finger bang at her as well. Not exactly the legacy that dreams are made of.
Yikes, that is so hideous for her. So on her social media, she was still looking for work as of 2 months ago in Melbourne as a team leader.
Well, I do hope she gets work soon, or maybe she has. If so, that's good. I actually think, despite everything, the show will benefit her somehow because I can see her getting a lot of public love and support from women, maybe even a nice boyfriend as a result. I kind of think Rachel's a winner.
So Chris from Chris and Sam didn't come off as a very nice person. The way he treated Sam was
Hmm.
appalling, and him joining the Mean Girls gang was disgusting.
Well, this whole Gia relationship does him no favors online. Why can't he just be friends with her in private? Every time he does a post with her or a live with her, it just backfires on him. And he somehow ended up being one of the show's main villains. Everything was a mess. He's one of the losers this season.
On to David, who is actually one of the nicest guys we've seen on MAFS. He's handsome, he's calm. He was hugely supportive of Alyssa.
But she said he was too laid back for her. But I predict lots of women will be sliding into his DMs. He says it's happening already. He works for himself in digital marketing. I don't think the show will do that any harm either.
I think David will be fine. He was so calm and rational dealing with Alyssa's crazy, and he's great looking. He's for sure a winner.
So here's the issue with Steve-O. He was never physically attracted to Rachel, but he liked her personality, so he did develop feelings for her emotionally, which then only led to him being even more confused.
So he's still doing confusing TikToks, trying to explain himself, saying he let a good one slip through his fingers, whatever.
Yeah, because I say, Steve-O, stop. It's
Mm.
only making people laugh at you. Go back to your quiet life as a marine boat mechanic. You didn't get anything out of this. Doing the TikToks with the guys will probably dry up soon. Steve-O was in this season's loser category. Now on to Grayson. Oh my God, Grayson crying over not finding love. Who could forget?
Oh,
This
Grayson.
this had us and all of Australia sobbing and probably women rushing to join his DMs.
He's good looking, he's nice, he runs his own recruitment business. We have no doubt this will only make him more popular and he will find love as a result. Grayson is for sure a winner.
Absolutely. So Alyssa has had a very strange journey. She started off very annoying at her own wedding, ordering David to get down on one knee, then got a nice girl edit when the bullying was going on, then turned villain again when she started complaining about David and irritating us with her voice. It honestly felt like we needed earplugs. Someone check the merch table. They need to sponsor this.
I think her behavior has really damaged her social media brand. It's not a
Mm.
good look for her, and I definitely don't think she'll be getting any voiceover work anytime soon. Unfortunately, Alyssa is in the loser category. On to Brooke. Who could forget Brooke? She is never going to recover from the Mean Girls scandal.
Mm.
Even if she has a baby to help redeem her image, honestly, there's something about a pretty woman acting so nasty to others, which is really stomach turning.
Yeah, because you've already won the genetic lottery. You're already way ahead of the pack without even having to do anything. Just be nice. Anyway,
Mhm.
I'm sure every person in Australia, plus my dog, agrees with this. Brooke, loser. Okay, Gia. Gia, girl. Oh my goodness. I don't know where to start. Look, I started off having a soft spot for Gia because her fake name is Gia Fleur and my name is Fleur. And I actually like bold, brassy personalities on realities. They're interesting. And I thought, wow, she's got genuine chemistry with Scott. I'm here for this couple. But then it was almost impossible to remain on her side.
Because she took the feisty act way too far, and it was hard to defend anything about her
Mm.
as the show went on. And I think the days of Max Markson being able to make your career, they're over. Gia, unfortunately, girlfriend, you're a loser. On to Beck. I think it's gonna take a lot for Beck to redeem herself. She says she's sorry, but she never actually changes her behavior.
Yeah.
We have never seen someone bearing their soul like Beck on national TV.
She has said that she would love to do I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here or Survivor to show another side of her. You might not have seen the last of her. I know she behaved ridiculously at times, but I couldn't help feeling sorry for her. She fell for Danny. He strung her along for airtime until the bitter end. And I do think it's going to take a while for the public damage to heal. Beck's one of the show's main losers this year. Sorry, Beck. And finally, the one, the only Mr. Danny Hewitt. We knew right from the get-go this old skirt-chasing F-boy rogue was going to be trouble, and we were not wrong. So for most of the show, he got the, oh, I don't know what to do with this woman edit. But then towards the end, they gave him the full blowtorch, full villain.
I think Danny really just needs to go away. And the only thing he could come up with after this whole experience is creating an adult toy business modeled on the Danaconda. Seriously, obviously Joel is the king of that market.
Danny, you're probably this season's biggest loser. So that is all for our MAFS 2026 wrap up. Way more losers than winners, actually. Thank you so
Yes.
much for listening. We have really appreciated your support on this very crazy journey.
We've got more reality TV podcasts in the works, so please subscribe if you haven't already to get those alerts. Bye.
Bye.